Welcome back to the channel, everyone. You see the title of the video. I have been wanting to talk about this for a long time. Working a 9 to 5 job is a joke. It is a big joke. I never really liked working a 9 to 5. Now, I understand people have to work 9 to 5s because you have bills to pay and everything, but is it really worth your mental health? Your mental health is more important than anything. And I'm 31 years old. I'll be 32 years old in a couple weeks. And I'm just really just fed up with the whole, working a 9 to 5 and everything, and just dealing with people and everything. It's just my problem with these 9 to 5 jobs is supervisors and managers. That's my biggest problem that I have working a 9 to 5, because number one, these jobs don't pay enough. They don't pay enough at all. If you look at this economy that we're living in now, everything is going up but your wages. Gas goes up, food goes up, rent goes up. If I could think of anything else that goes up, it's up. Everything is up right now, but they want to pay the same wages that they paid 10 years ago, and it's not cutting anymore. And I understand why a lot of people are just they're dropping out of the workforce. And I'm thinking about just leaving the workforce myself, because working a 9 to 5 job is just very draining. I'm really tired of it. I'm fed up with it, because with my current situation now, I'm not seeing eye to eye with my supervisor and the management, and I'm just done, man. A lot of people who are supervisors and who are managers, they're a bunch of bullies. Yeah, I said it. People who are supervisors or managers, they get enjoyment, and they get enjoyment bullying other people, and those are facts. They just like to nitpick. If you're a person, who's very quiet, who's introverted, who stays to himself, because that's what I am. I don't bother nobody. When I go into my job, I don't bother nobody. I go into work, I clock in, I don't say nothing to nobody. I do my job, and I have people messing with me. I have people with me. People are just messing with me, man. And I try to be calm. I try to keep my cool, but deep down, it just it angers me, you know, that how I'm being treated. And also, at these jobs, they don't appreciate your employees. As for the management, they be getting their bonuses, their monthly bonuses, and all that stuff. But if you're a regular employee, you don't get no bonuses. All you may get is maybe you might get some pizza, or they might maybe barbecue some burgers or something like that every now and then, showing that they appreciate you. That's not no appreciation. Showing true appreciation is you paying your employees more money. Like, pay your employees a livable wage. That is appreciating your employees. But just cooking, just ordering pizza or making burgers in the back or something like that, that's not showing no appreciation, while they're getting their monthly bonuses, like an extra grand on their paycheck and all that stuff, and they expect you to be their slave. Working these jobs is modern slavery. And I honestly cannot see myself working a 9 to 5, going into my 40s and 50s. Like, even the fact I'm in my early 30s now, I really don't see myself working a 9 to 5. I really don't. Like, I'm just fed up. It's tiring. It's draining. You're going into a job that you don't like. You're working around people that you don't like, that you don't get along with, that you don't see eye to eye with, and all that. It's a joke. And everything is going up but the wages. Everything. There are people out here. It's got so bad out here, as for the economy, There are people out here that are working full-time jobs, making $20 an hour, and they can't even afford food. Can't afford food, can't afford to pay their bills. People out here full-time jobs and they're homeless. People out here working full-time jobs, they're sleeping in their car or they're living in an RV or they're just on the street working full-time jobs and they have to go shower at a Planet Fitness or at a in shape gym or something like that. Like it's bad out here. We are living in some very, very strange times as well. And as for my situation, I really just don't really see eye to eye with these managers and these supervisors because I feel like, every job that I've had over the years, I've been working ever since I was I think 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. Ever since I've been working at these W-2 jobs, they just never really appreciated me, you know. Never really appreciated me, never really cared about me. And these jobs, they don't care about you at all. They don't care about your well-being. They just want you to be their slave. And I'm not and I'm like all that. And like I'm not gonna be your slave. I'm not gonna be your slave. I'm not gonna be kissing nobody's ass. I'm not gonna, I'm not doing a lot of that. And that's another thing. A lot of these managers and supervisors, they kiss a lot of ass. They kiss a lot of ass in order to get promoted. They probably have to kiss some ass just so they can even become a manager or a supervisor. And that's the thing. They show favoritism and everything. And me being a minority, you're gonna really have a hard time in the workforce because people will look for a reason to fire you and they will nitpick at you. And here's another thing. If you feel like if you feel like that your job is going to fire you, or you feel like that you need to leave, or you just don't want to be there no more, if your gut is telling you that, just listen to your gut. That's just a sign saying, yep, it's time for you to leave the company. You know, I'm just really fed up with these jobs. Like I don't know what else to put it. They pay 35,000, 30, anywhere between 35,000 to $40,000 a year. Like you can't do nothing with that a year. Like that ain't nothing. 35 to 40K a year. They expect you to be their slave. It's not happening. You know, and it's come to the point where I don't even give a damn anymore about these jobs, man. I had left my job early today because I had gotten written up. I got written up twice. I got written up twice within 3 days, just for dumb reasons. And when the second time I got written up, I said, you know what? I clocked out and left. I don't even give a damn. I clocked out and I left. I'm just tired of these jobs. I'm tired of them nitpicking at me. When you work hard, they don't acknowledge it. You know, they don't tell you good job, or they don't appreciate you. And I feel like I'm not being appreciated, at my job. And this is why, like, I'm holding on by two shoestrings because I'm on the verge of just leaving, man. Because these jobs are a joke. They don't pay you enough. They want you to do so much work, but they don't pay you enough. They don't pay you enough money. That goes for anywhere that you live at in the country, here in the United States. They don't pay you enough. Where I'm at, minimum wage is, I think it's $20 an hour. I think minimum wage. But I know as for other states, some minimum wage is $7 an hour. Minimum wage in some states are 13, $14 an hour. Like that's not a livable wage, and it was just designed that way. You know, everything is just so like evil and corrupt in this world, and I just really cannot see myself working a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. I really cannot see that because it's a joke. It is a big joke. Nobody cares about you. These managers and supervisors don't care about you. and everything, they don't care about you. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your current situation and all that stuff. They don't give a damn. And they want to say, "Oh, what can we do to make you, what can we do to help you? What you guys can do to help me is to leave me alone. What you guys can do to help me is to pay me more money. That's what you guys can do to help me." That's how I honestly feel. I just never really liked working a 9 to 5. It's slavery. And a lot of people, especially people who are managers or supervisors, just because they have a higher position than you, they think they can talk to you any old kind of way, and they be on their power trip, and it boosts their ego. It's an ego thing, and they think because just because they think they make more money, than you, they think that they're better than you. You're not better than me. Last time I checked, you got to sit on that toilet and take a shit just like how I do. Last time I checked, you have to eat just like how I have to eat. You know what I mean? Like, these jobs, man, these jobs are a joke. And every day, every single day, like, that I have to go into my 9 to 5, I'm like, man, why am I here? I be thinking that in my head, like, man, I don't want to be here. Like, that's how I be feeling. That's how I feel. If you feel that way at your 9 to 5, it's time for you to leave. And it's time for me to leave as well. So just don't be surprised down the line if I tell you, oh, I'm not at my 9 to 5 no more, because it's really come down to that point. I just feel like it's time for me to do something else. Find another way to make money. Living, it's just crazy, the times that we are currently living in right now. It's a joke. It is a big joke. And because where I live at, where I work at, I work with a lot of Hispanic people. I work with a lot of Mexican people, and just I don't know if it's just me, but for whatever reason, I know there's some Hispanic people, very small few of Hispanic people that I do get along with, that I do like. So shout out to you. But as for the majority of Hispanic people, they don't like me deep down. They don't like me. They don't like. I just feel like deep down Hispanics, they don't, especially Mexicans, they don't. They don't like blacks. They don't like blacks deep down, especially black men. They don't like black men deep down. And I'm just speaking from my experience. I never really had any good experiences working around a bunch of, Mexican people. They just, they just, they just treat you differently compared to a white person or someone of their own kind, especially at these jobs too. And I'm just not appreciated. I don't feel appreciated at these 9 to 5s. Like I said before, pizza and hamburgers or cheeseburgers is not gonna. That's not a form of appreciation. Pay your employees more money. Raise the wages if things are, if you really want to appreciate your employees, raise the wages. Like, I just can't, I'm just trying to get out of the matrix. I refuse to be an NPC. I refuse to be a 9 to 5 slave. Like, I refuse to be that way. I don't see myself working for somebody else for the rest of my life. Like, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of this lifestyle. This is not the life that I want to live. I'm just trying to stay positive. Been praying to God. I want to focus, focus on other stuff. Like I said before, I'm going to be consistent on making these YouTube videos and all that stuff, but these jobs are a joke. These jobs, like you, let's say you get your bi-weekly paycheck. Some people have to pay rent. Some people have car notes. Some people have cell phone bill, gas, food, just basic needs. And you may have $50 left to your name or $40 left to your name going into your next bi-weekly paycheck. And I can't live like that. If somebody is depending on one job, only one source of income, you're going to be living in poverty. And I just refuse to live this way. Depending on one job, it's like living in poverty is not fun. Working a dead end job, dealing with these asshole supervisors and these asshole unorganized managers is it's not cutting it, man. It's not really cutting it. I Don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. I know managers, they're probably nice people personally, but as a manager, I can't stand them. I can't stand. They're probably nice talking to them on a personal level, but on a management level, I can't stand them. I really despise anybody with a higher position, like especially like a manager's position or a supervisor's position. I really despise managers. Like they think they could talk to people any kind of way, and they like to bully people. Deep down, they are bullies. Yeah, I said it. Deep down, bosses are nothing but a bunch of bullies. And I can understand why. I can understand why the millennial generation and the Gen Z generation, why they left the workforce. Like, I totally understand it now, and I want to leave the workforce as well. If I can get out when I can, I'm getting out. But I just need to find another source of income. You know, Gotta see what's out there besides working a 9 to 5, because even these 9 to 5 jobs, they don't even pay you enough money to even live. You see, I remember that one story where this guy burnt his whole warehouse down because he wasn't getting paid enough money. He burnt the whole warehouse down because they were paying him poverty wages. Poverty wages, yes. These jobs are a joke. You know, it's a joke. Not working a 9 to 5 is a joke. I just don't want to see myself working a 9 to 5 job as a joke. But I'm holding on to my job by a couple shoestrings. But I'm really tired. It's really tiring. I really feel like this job, not just the job I work at, but any job in general, it is killing you from the inside out. It's slowly just deteriorating your soul inside and out. You know, these jobs, like, they want you to be their slave, and it's very irritating. It's annoying going to a job that you don't like, working with people that you don't like, dealing with these asshole managers, these asshole supervisors that you don't like. Like, I totally get it. If you guys can relate to me, leave a comment. Just feel free to leave a comment. I'm sure this is not going to be the last time that I am going to talk about this up here on my channel. But these 9 to 5 jobs are a joke. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, they pay you $40,000 a year, and that's not enough money a year. Think about, like, rent, food, gas, utilities, just basic needs when it comes to the cost of living. All that adds up. Rent, 12 months worth of rent, depending on how much you get paid from your job, poverty wise, it's not, it adds up. I see why some people have side hustles and all that stuff, because it's not enough money. And living in poverty is not fun. Being broke is not fun. But I'm just tired. Like, for me, I'm really just tired. Just the working the whole 9 to 5. I'm just tired of dealing with people. Me, I'm an introvert. I'm more of an introvert. I stay to myself. When I go into my job, I don't bother nobody. I clock in. I don't even say nothing to nobody. But people just love to with me. They love to with me, and it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And long as people don't put their hands on me or anything, then you know that's all good. But I feel like on other levels, they try to bully you. Like, these managers are bullies. These, like, people with positions of power, they're nothing but a bunch of corrupt bullies. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm fed up with it. I am just tired of the corruption altogether. Not just not just for what's going on in the world, but what's going on at these 9 to 5 dead end jobs that want to pay you pennies while they make their monthly bonuses, multi-billion-dollar companies, but they want to pay their employees pennies. Like, raise the wages. Like, they don't want people. They're not going to do that because they're going to these managers are going to keep making their bonuses. They're going to keep, wherever company, these multi-billion-dollar corporations, they're going to keep making billions and billions and billions in revenue. The rich is just going to keep getting richer and the poor is going to keep getting poorer. That's the situation that this country's in right now. I believe that 70% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck. Man, that is not a fun way to live. That's a miserable way to live. Like I said, working these 9 to 5 jobs is very deteriorating from the inside out. And it's draining as well on all levels, depending on what type of work that you do. But living paycheck to paycheck is not fun. It's not fun. It is not cool. I'm just really just fed up, man. I'm just fed up. Really fed up. I'm tired working these jobs, like working with being a minority as well. Just being a minority, people like to target you. They like to nitpick at you. It's like, I don't bother nobody. I stay to myself. I'm very quiet. I'm introverted. And people just love to mess with me. People just love to mess with me for no reason. I don't even bother nobody. That's how I'll be at these jobs. But don't be surprised, like in the future, um, you know, these managers or supervisors they're gonna end up bullying the wrong employee, and that employee is going to end up retaliating in violence. And you see why people are fed up with the workforce. Because I'm fed up with the workforce. I mean, it's exhausting. It's draining. Mentally, it's deteriorating. It's killing you from the inside out. But I'm probably going to be talking about this soon in the future up here on my channel. But working a 9 to 5 is modern slavery, and it's a joke. And I can't see myself doing that for the rest of my life. But that's all I got to say. Kentrey the King. If you like this video, feel free to leave a comment. Oh yeah, give it a thumbs up as well. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also follow me on Instagram. The link to my Instagram will be down in the description box. Same exact username here on YouTube. But like I said before, if your gut is telling you to leave, or you feel like they're gonna fire you, if you feel like in your heart and your soul that they're gonna fire you, or if you feel like you just don't want to be there no more, that's just a sign saying you got to get out. You got to get out. Always trust your gut. But that's pretty much all I got to say. Working a 9 to 5 is a joke. Feel free to leave a comment if you haven't already. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening to me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I greatly appreciate it. And also click on that bell for all notifications. You'll get notified every single time that I upload. Kentrey the King, sign out. Follow me on IG. See you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys at the top.